Let's talk about 401k, shall we? Hey guys, welcome to Think Finance. My name is Raj, and today we're going to talk 401k, the basics, some arguments in favor of 401k, and then certain things you should consider as you're planning your finances. As we do this, we're going to help my friend John here, who has a bunch of questions when it comes to 401ks. Hey John, welcome to the channel.
Hey, thanks Raj, appreciate it. I'm super excited to be here. Hopefully you can help me with this 401k. I have tons of questions.
You bet, I'll do my best to help you, John. And hey, congratulations on your new job. I heard you are, the tweet control officer with the Trump administration? That's awesome, man. We definitely need one. Why don't we start with the basics, John? 401k is a retirement savings account. The idea is that as you earn a paycheck month after month, certain percentage of your money, and it depends on what allocation you make, it's between 3 to 6%, certain allocation goes towards your 401k account. Over time, this account is going to build up into a decent chunk of savings for your retirement. At times, your employer may offer to do a match to any contribution you make into your 401k account. So it could be 1-to-1. So every dollar that you invest, the employer will match $1 as well. So if you contribute $200 a month, your employer will put in $200 as well. There may be a cap, and usually there is a cap in terms of how much your employer will put in a year. So make a note of that. Your goal should be to at least put the minimum so that you get the maximum match from your employer. So these plans come in two flavors. One is the traditional 401k, and then there is a Roth 401k. Traditional 401k is basically, it's any contribution that you make, you or your employer, that contribution is tax deferred in the sense it's not taxed when you put into your account, but when you withdraw the money, you have to pay tax on it. Whereas Roth 401k is you pay tax upfront, and then when you withdraw the money, whenever in future, it's all tax-free.
This is great, Raju. So is there any limitation in terms of how much contribution I can make?
Yes, John, there is a limit. So for 2020, the limit is $19,500 for the year. Maximum joint contribution, that is your contribution plus any match your employer is making, is $57,000. Now, if you're over 50, you add $6,500 to these numbers. Now, depending on how your plan is structured, you will have the option to pick and choose where your money gets invested. This money is not just lying in your 401k account, it is getting invested into equity so that over time it grows, and when you retire, you have a chunk of money in your pocket.
So when can I withdraw the money, and do I pay any taxes on this?
There is a magic number, John, when you can withdraw this money. It's 59 and a half. When you hit that age, not 59, not 60, 59 and a half, you can withdraw money from your 401k. Remember, John, 401ks come in two flavors, traditional and Roth. If it's traditional, you will pay income tax on it because remember, this is a tax deferred account, and you pay tax when you make withdrawals from your 401k, traditional 401k account. It's treated as ordinary income. If it's a Roth 401k, you will not pay any tax because you've already paid tax when you made your contributions. So it's pretty much everything that you've got in your account in a Roth 401k is yours for withdrawal. Now you can withdraw before you hit the magic age, but you will have to pay a penalty of 10%. The penalty gets waived if you meet certain special cases as described by IRS. Example, if you're permanently disabled and unable to work, you can withdraw money from your 401k account without paying any penalty. So John, the other thing you want to make a note of is RMD, which is a required minimum distribution. When you hit 72, IRS wants you to withdraw certain amount of money from your 401k. You can calculate the RMD number for you based on the guidance that IRS has provided on their website. So do make a note of that, because if you don't do this right, they do impose a heavy penalty. So something to consider.
I think I'm getting there. So what if I quit my job or maybe switch my job, Raj? How does that work?
That's an excellent question, John. So you do have some options in terms of what you can do with your 401k account once you quit your job. One is you can keep the account as is and the fund as is. The only difference here is you now won't be able to make any contributions, nor there will be any contributions from your employer because there's no more job. And remember, 401k is tied to your job. So you could keep it as is. Two, you could move the funds to the new 401k account that you create with your new employer. So that way now you just have to look at or worry about the one new 401k. Three is you can roll over into an IRA. A lot of people do that. I do that all the time. Throughout your career, as you switch jobs or change jobs, you have these 401ks that you've built over time. Well, why not just transfer into one account? And this is IRA account, and this is again a retirement account. So that's the only account that you need to worry about. And by doing so, you also get a bunch of more investment options. The fourth option is to just cash out. Now, you are going to pay 10% penalty. So this is not something that's advisable, but that's an option you have as well. So again, 4 options. Keep it as is, transfer to the new 401k account, transfer to or roll over to an IRA, or just cash out.
I feel so much better now. I think I understand the mystery of 401k. Is there anything else I should know, Raj, that you think I need to know?
I'm happy this is helping you, John. So there are a few things that I want you to think about as you plan your 401k. Of course, there are arguments in favor of having a 401k. For example, automatic savings, building for your retirement. That's great. Employer matching, it's free money. Employer is adding to your overall contribution. Great story right there. Tax implications. It's all tax deferred, so you're not paying any taxes on any contribution that you or your employer is making. That's great. It reduces your taxable income for the year as well. It could act as emergency fund. Yes, when you withdraw money, you pay a penalty of 10%, assuming you've not hit the magic age. But at times you just need money. So it's there if you need it. And then finally, you get the option to invest in managed portfolios. While all that is great, I do have issues when it comes to 401k, and this applies only to traditional 401ks. Let's assume that you've been a great citizen and you keep putting money in your 401k, $19,500, which is the contribution limit for 2020. You do this year over year. Over time, your account size is going to be pretty good. Let's assume it reaches $1 million or $2 million when you're about to hit retirement. Here's the problem though. This is all not taxed yet. Over time, your account is going to compound and grow in value as well, because remember, this is invested. Stock market grows 7 to 8% over time, and then assuming all the dividend gets reinvested, the effect of compounding is going to come into play, and the value of your account is going to grow really fast. But again, it's not taxed yet. So when you actually go about starting to withdraw money from your 401k, you're going to have a tax burden to deal with. Now let's take another scenario. Between you and your spouse is the only survivor. The person is going to inherit a huge tax burden. Again, something to think about. Lawmakers in Washington, they're known for spending big monies. We all know that. Now, they also know that there are tons of these traditional 401ks out there which have not been taxed. You never know when they throw a wrench in terms of policies or clauses, which will dramatically increase your tax liability. So I'm not a big fan of traditional 401ks. Now, If you have a Roth 401k offered by your employer, max it out. Why? Because you're gonna pay taxes up front, and you don't have to worry about taxes when you actually retire, because all of the money in a Roth 401k is yours. So think about it. You buy an Apple and you save money by not paying taxes. In a traditional 401k, this is your distribution, your initial distribution. But then that distribution over time grows into a basket of apples. Now, you're gonna pay taxes on this basket of apples versus just one apple. So between my wife and I, the way we manage 401k accounts is, if there is an employer match, only then and only then we contribute towards 401ks. And we will only contribute the minimum that is needed to get the maximum match from my employer. And that's it. Not a dollar more, not a dollar less. When we quit, we will move our money into a Roth IRA. Why? Because again, Roth IRA works similar to Roth 401k, where you pay taxes today, and then when you retire, the account value that's in there is yours 100%. You don't pay any more taxes. Now, over our careers, like I have switched a few jobs, and over time I had multiple 401k accounts. I have chosen option 3, where I move my money into this one Roth IRA account. My wife does the same. So we may end up having multiple accounts, but eventually when we quit jobs, we close that account, move our funds into this one IRA. One she has and I have one, and it's Roth. So we pay taxes up front, and then when we retire, they are gonna be tax-free. So I'm gonna have that whole basket to myself of apples. I hope that helped, John. I just wanted to make sure you understand the pros and cons and some of the strategies that you can potentially use to plan your 401k.
This is so helpful, Raj. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
I'm happy, John, this worked out for you. If you have any other questions, do give me a call. And my friends on YouTube, thanks for watching. If you find this content interesting, smash that like button and maybe consider subscribing if finance is your thing. John, you ready for pizza?
Yep, I am. Let's do it.
Until next time, peace.